Honorable members, the nominee, together with the Secretariat, good afternoon. Mrs. Joan Chepkoech Serem, you are welcome. Take your position. This is the committee, Sectoral Committee of Nandi County Assembly on Administration and Public Service. For the benefit of the public and those following the live proceedings, this committee is hereby conduct an approval hearing vetting of nominee for appointment to the Nandi County Public Service Board. 1, Mrs. Joan Chepkoech Serem. Today, we are here to conduct an approval hearing vetting to the nominee appointment to the Nandi County Public Service Board. This sitting is held pursuant to Section 58A1 of the County Government Amendment Act 2020. Excellency Governor, Honorable Stephen Sang, in a letter dated 14 October 2024, forwarded to the Speaker of the Nandi County Assembly the names of the nominees for the positions of Chairperson, Member, and Secretary to the Nandi County Public Service Board for the purpose of vetting and approval, recommending suitability of candidates for appointment to the Nandi County Public Service Board. Consequently, a newspaper advertisement notice was issued on 7th December 2024, calling for the submission of memoranda for or against any of the nominees, and to notify the nominees about the approval hearing dates and schedule, owing to other official engagement by members of this committee outside the county, and was placed on the newspaper advertisement on Tuesday, 10 December 2024, rescheduling the approval hearing vetting dates from 17 December 2024 to 18 December 2024. Further, this sitting is held pursuant to Nandi County Assembly Standing Orders number 194, 5F. Before we can proceed further, may I ask legal counsel to administer the oath to the nominee.
Welcome, nominee.
Thank you.
Kindly request that you be upstanding. Please inform this committee whether you prescribe to any faith.
Yes, I do. I'm a Christian.
Thank you. I'll ask you to hold the Bible using your right hand, lift it up, and proceed yourself following using the template I've provided to you.
I want to make a kind request.
It's okay, proceed.
You can read for me because I can't read this one.
Okay. Right. You will proceed after me. I,
Joan Chepkoech Serem,
having been invited
for
vetting and or approval hearing
and approval hearing
and to present documents before this Administration and Public Service Committee, do solemnly swear that whatever I'll say and or present before the Honorable Committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, in line with the Constitution of Kenya, and all other laws of the land, and that I will to the best of my ability aid it to perform its role without fear,
ready to perform its role without fear.
aid it perform its role without fear, aid.
A,
I will aid it perform its role without fear.
I will
Aid
aid
it perform its role
its role
without fear,
favor,
bias, affection, or prejudice.
affection, or prejudice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, nominee. You'll proceed maybe to put in your name, ID, and sign.
I'll need assistance, please.
Okay. Honorable Chair, I'll seek that you direct on the kind of assistance should be given.
Okay, let me call upon one of our secretariat to assist.
You can get the Bible down.
Thank you.
And you can have
Honorable
your
Chair, point of inquiry. What is the real issue here? Because I'm not understanding.
I have a severe visual impairment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Nominee. I want to wish you all the best.
So thank you so much, Nominee and legal counsel, for that exercise. Let us move to introduction. And I begin. I am Honorable Emmanuel Jemalan. I am the chair to this committee. Welcome, honorable members, for introduction.
Thank you. I'm Honorable Joan Chepkoech, MC Nandi, and also the member of this committee.
I'm Honorable Isaac Mosbey, MCA Kaptumoka Boy Ward, and I'm a member of this committee.
Tata Benjamin Krich. I'm the MCA Kapsabet Ward and a member of this committee.
I am Honorable Silas Kogo, MCS Sangalo Keblonik Ward, and also member to this committee. Thank you.
I'm Sarah Mutua, MCA Kosirai Ward, member of this committee.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Keter Julius, MCA Jemundu Kamngetuny, also member to this committee. Karibu.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Let me give an opportunity to the secretariat to introduce themselves.
Good afternoon. I'm Evelyn Chepkoech, Secretariat.
Good afternoon, Joan. Welcome. I am Eliud Sang. I'm a clerk assistant and member of the Secretariat to this committee. Karibu.
I'm Kiru Justice, part of the Secretariat to this committee. You're welcome and all the best, Nominee.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, members. Let us proceed. Grounds rules to this proceeding. Mrs. Joan Chepkoech Serem, we shall engage you in 30 minutes time, 60 minutes time, sorry. As the chair, I encourage absolute decorum and precision in responses to the questions. You will be expected to answer questions through the chair, and the questioning will be largely bordered on your suitability to occupy the office as the member of the Nandi County Public Service Board. Members will therefore ask questions about your suitability to occupy the said office. I will also give you 7 minutes to introduce yourself take notice that no personal exchanges shall be permitted during the proceedings. I will request you to kindly hand over the original of the following documents to the clerk. National ID, academic professional documents, tax compliance certificate, a clearance certificate from HELP, self-declaration form from ESCC, and certificate of good conduct from DCI. Thank you so much, Mrs. Joan Chepkoech Serem. Have you ever been in charge and convicted in court of law?
No.
Have you ever been involved in any such practices bordering on favorism, nepotism, dishonest, or otherwise?
No.
At a personal level, what is your net worth?
My net worth is 7 million Kenya shillings.
Can you hold microphone profile?
7 billion Kenya shillings.
You give in detail breakdown of their composition, assets, cash, immovable assets, properties.
I have 2 parcels of land worth 4 million and a house worth 3 million.
I will now proceed to give you an opportunity to tell us who are you in 7 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. I am Joan Chepkoech Serem. I was born and raised in Mosop sub-county. Currently, I'm a resident of Nandi Hills sub-county, Kosoyua location. That is basically where I was born and where I live currently. In my academics, I went to school in Kabiet, Ndulele Primary School. Then I proceeded to high school. I went to Kabiet Secondary School, currently Kabiet Boys High School. Later on, when I completed my high school, I joined Eldoret National Polytechnic and pursued a diploma in business administration. Thereafter, I moved on to university under mature entry, and I did a bachelor's of business management, human resource option. I've worked on contract terms, maybe rest of my life. I worked with the Electoral Commission of Kenya as an assistant returning officer in the general elections of 2007 in Mosop division that time, currently sub-county. I was also an assistant returning officer during the referendum in 2005. I was an assistant registration officer in the same sub-county. I've worked with Mosop constituency office as an office manager. Twice I was an office manager in 2008 after the general election with the then Honorable David Koech of Mosop. I also worked as an office manager after the 2017 election. I was the deputy manager, and in the last year, I became a constituency manager. Currently, I sit in the council, in the Board of Governors, Kaiboi National Polytechnic. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Let us proceed. And now I can open to honorable members to ask questions. And let me begin with Honorable Edwin as we move.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Once again, allow me to greet our nominee. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As I had said earlier, my name is Edwin Kiprop, MC and Nandils. To our nominee, I'll kindly explain two roles of a member of Nandi County Public Service Board to this committee. The roles of a member of Public Service Board to this committee.
Through the chair, thank you. Let me give two roles. One role of a member is to establish and abolish offices in the county. Another role is to advise the county government on policies and procedures of human resource management. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. To our nominee, if given the chance, how will you address the issue of the officers and the county staffs whose job group has stagnated for long?
Thank you, Chair. When they stagnate, it means it's an issue of procedure and policy. When we have policies in place and procedures, then there shouldn't be, or there shouldn't arise a case of stagnating. And one, we know when someone is employed, you get in either with a job group, if it is a contract basis, then you will, the terms of that contract will apply, and you're supposed to move according to your performance to probably the maximum of that job group. If it goes beyond the maximum, then it will mean a promotion. And if it is a promotion, it will depend on the availability of the vacancy, and it will be advertised. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations for your nominee first, for you being
so
nominated.
Thank you so much, Honorable Edwin. Let me welcome Honorable Mosby.
Joan, I know you are a product of some panel that competitively looked at your qualification and suggested to this house that you be vetted and possibly considered. So for that, I want to commend you. I've looked at most of your documents. You've not had really a full-time, you've not been engaged on full-time basis despite your qualification.
Yes.
Why?
Maybe I would say, I don't know if I should call it, I was not lucky, because I used to apply for jobs, attend interviews, and probably at that time, maybe the panel at that time found me not qualified like the other one they gave the job. But of course, I've been interested, and I've been wanting to be employed, but what came my way all this time were contracts, and I appreciated. Thank you.
What do you think is the main challenge in that the board in Nandi, the Nandi Public Service Board, what is the main challenge that it has, or what is the task ahead of you that you consider very, very critical and that you would want to quickly address?
The task ahead of me that I consider that should be quickly addressed is upholding integrity and ensuring that in all our deliberations and executions of duty, we stick to the law. Thank you.
And maybe finally, while making your introduction, or rather while you are being processed so that we could interview, or rather so that we could vet you, you've indicated, and I've seen in the documents, that you have a problem, severe eyesight problem, right?
Yes.
Now, your position like that,
Yes.
how are you going to ensure that no one, not even your fellow board members, take advantage of your situation?
I will endeavor to pursue Braille's. Of course, I've had an ambition of doing so. I even inquired, but I got challenges of distance because I had to go to Thika. I'll endeavor to do that so that in the long run, I'm in a position to read for myself and type for myself. But currently, of course, I'll have to be assisted. But again, I'll do my best so that no one takes advantage of me. And with my strong personality, I believe that will not happen. Thank you.
Just one more.
Yes.
There is a possibility that maybe the appointing authority, even some of us, that is the assembly members from the assembly, members from the executive, can put pressure on you to do things which are clearly against the law. Are you that person that can maybe resign as opposed to doing what is not right? Are you ready to resign, say, when pressure is brought on you to bear? Shall you be able to resign, or you just comply? And what is your reaction? What would be your reaction?
Through the chair, I would say giving up is not an option with me. But again, as I say, I have people relationship, and I know we will talk and put sense to whoever is giving pressure to understand that all we are doing here is executing our duties and ensuring that we are within the law. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mospe. Let me invite Honorable Matata.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Maybe my question to Joan is sometimes in life you find yourself in a situation, catch-22, that is between a rock and a hard place, which will require you to make some tough decisions. Can you give me 2 possible scenarios of such situations?
Thank you, Chair. You can be in a situation, especially when you have a disciplinary case and you've gone through the process of disciplinary, and it now comes to a point that someone has to be dismissed, for instance. You will have no option, but because the law has led you to that point, and at times you feel so bad that you're dismissing someone from their job, and you obviously know the consequences of being jobless, but you have no choice. You'll just have to do that.
Maybe to be very clear, have you ever undergone such situation?
Yes, I have. We had a disciplinary case in Kaiboi National Polytechnic of a trainer who used to abscond duty. And we had to write a letter after going through all the process, and the employee was not responding. We had to write a letter to public service. You know, we have 2 types of employees. We have employees by the board, and we have employees by PSC. So those ones of PSC, because as a board you land all the disciplinary case still, as much as the employees of PSC. So we had to write a letter to PSC to stop their salaries. It wasn't our wish to do so, but the trainee was also suffering. So we only wanted to instill a bit of discipline so that this person would realize that they have to perform their duties. Thank you.
Okay, maybe my last question. Sometimes you make decisions that that you later realize that you've made the wrong decision. Now, after meditating, you need now to reverse the decision that you made. How will you handle such situations?
Under human resource, it is very important that you don't rush into making decisions, because those decisions have a lot of consequences. You do all the due diligence and ensure that you just make the right decision. After all, you have all the laws, the procedures that guide you to making those decisions. So in this case, if it is matters human resource, you have to be very careful. But again, in case such a thing happens, it becomes very tricky, because it even may mean that you are taken to a court of law. But if you realize you've made such a mistake, it will just be prudent that you resolve that problem by engaging the affected.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Matata. Let me welcome Silas Koko.
Thank you, Chair. To our nominee, John. Kindly describe 5 key functions of the Nandi County Public Service Board.
One of the functions is to consult SRC on behalf of county on matters of remuneration, gratuities, and even pensions. Another function is to give quarterly reports and annual reports to this Honorable House and to the Governor. It also, another function of the board is to carry out recruitments in the office and to create and abolish offices. Thank you.
Thank you. My second question is described kindly, Madam John, how separation of power is achieved between the County Assembly, County Executive, and the Service Board, and to what extent is the Nandi County Public Service Board independent from other agencies and county departments? Thank you.
Thank you. Through the chair. First, we know that the Public Service Board is constitutionally established under the County Government Act, number 17 of 2012, as per the Constitution of Kenya, Article 235. So in that regard, if you read well, you will know that the Public Service Board is independent. As much as it is independent, at the same time, you know, the Public Service Board performs duties on behalf of the county government, and probably at times we would just consult when the county government has sent their request, because majorly the board does recruitments. So when they sent their requests, we will consult, and the line will be advisory, because you'll be seeking to understand if these requests they have sent to you for recruitment, how is their wage bill? Because if their wage bill is high, then you'll have to advise them that they should streamline their recruitment, what they want. So the line is that we are independent, and the executive will now not interfere with the decisions made by the board. That is where the full independence comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Silas. Let me welcome Honorable Sarah.
Okay, thank you, Chair, for giving me chance, okay, to ask something from our sister Joan.
Yes.
So, Joan, first of all, I'm congratulating you for being nominated to be interviewed for this vacancy that we have in the Public Service Board.
Thank you.
So I've gone through your document, and you have also said that you are suffering from severe visual impairment. So that's a weakness in your side. So in case you are given this chance now to be one of the members of the Public Service Board, what are your strengths?
My strengths are I have a strong work ethic. I relate well with colleagues, meaning I'm a team worker, and I know I'll be able to execute my duties in the best of my ability.
So, okay, and in every working place, at times, okay, an opportunity will come, maybe you will be given the chance. But at times we have threats. What do you think are some of the threats that you might encounter?
I know I might encounter, or we might encounter, political pressure. That is a major one. You might encounter pressure from the public, but all this, because you're a professional, you'll just perform your duties according to the law.
So, and then, what made you to apply for this kind of job? And it is our Public Service Board have a lot of challenges. So what actually made you to think that if given an opportunity, you will bring it up to the level that is considered?
First, I would say that person who loves taking up challenges. And for this matter, I have Nandi County at heart. And I thought if I'm lucky to get this job, I will bring in a lot of wise ideas that will help the board.
So in case you are threatened, where will you channel your complaint to? Because that is the board which hires and fires. What about that when you are threatened now, where will you channel your complaint?
It will depend on the kind of threats, because if it is threats of your life, then you would even report to the authorities responsible. Yes.
And in case one of the member messes up with these work duties, who is to discipline a member of a Public Service Board?
When you say messing in terms of?
Irregularities, maybe in the lack of integrity and any other things that needs one to be disciplined. So who will take this disciplinary action? And this is the body that disciplines the employees.
Okay, thank you, Chair. You know, a board has collective responsibility. But again, when a member violates or has integrity issues, they'll be caught up by the law. Because I'm imagining we are working as a board and we are making decisions as a board. And when we make decisions, that is the decision that will be implemented. In case a member goes outside the decisions of the board, then I don't know at what point was he executing that, because it will not be within the board. It will either mean then he's doing it behind the backs of the other members, and that will not be the responsibility of the board. So that member will be disciplined by the relevant authorities. Because the decision will be clear in the minutes that the board, this is what the board decided.
So, in case a member resigns, let's say, for example, a CEO, so, and somebody will be needed there to act. So, where shall we get that person acting?
What I know, the person who is responsible to appoint someone to act is the governor, but that person who is brought to act should not be derived from the executive. Thank you.
That person will come from where?
You cannot work in the executive and then come and act in the public service board. That is the law.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Rupeti. Let me welcome Honorable Keter.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me this opportunity so that I can engage the nominee before us. I can see you are the daughter of the soil, and I believe that you understand the challenges that it is running within our county. Mine, I know you. You have been walking around, hearing more and there. So my question, I will only ask you one question. How long, if you will be considered, how long will it take you to put things in order? Suppose this committee consider you. How long do you think you can, 2 months, 1 year, to put things in order? I hope you understand the message that we have been under through and going within the county government. If you will be considered, how long do you think you will be able to put things in order with your team?
Thank you. Through the chair, I would not want to be specific on how long. Of course, I know I also heard what has been happening, and I know what has been happening in our county lately. And I know there is a court case, and I don't know when the court will finish with its ruling. But all I would say is, if you consider me for this position, and when we get there as a house, through our chair, we will have a sitting and discuss and chant way forward. So I cannot be in a position to say a month or 2 months, because I don't even know the length of time that the courts will take. But of course, we will want to do it in the shortest time possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, for your honest opinion. Now, my second and the last question. If you are considered today, are you ready to, how do you need a grace period so that you can report, or you can report immediately? Suppose if we consider you as the House has approved you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, I would say I'm available, because currently I don't hold any job that is permanent. I'm only a member at Kaiboi National Polytechnic. And if this House considers me for this position, I will be available in the shortest time possible. Thank you.
Thank you. My last question, Chair. I can see you have a special card regard. I can see you have a special case, and so tell us some of the mechanisms that you will put in place, or you would advocate to see that people living with challenges and under that field, that it is, they also feel the devolution.
Oh, thank you.
In terms of employment.
Oh, sorry. You're through.
I'm saying, let me come up again. I'm saying, you know, we are aware that we have some people having challenges. Now that you are representing, you will be representing, if considered, you will be representing them. What are some of the mechanisms that you think you should be put in place so that their interests too can be captured within the county government?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, I would want to first of all thank this Constitution of Kenya because it has provided for those people living with challenges. And in terms of positions, they can get that percentage, which is 5%. But again, in the board, one of our roles is also to educate the public on the work of the public service. And in those forums, I would take the opportunity to encourage those persons living with disabilities that having a challenge is not an inability, and it should not also stop them from going to school, so that you can be in a position to compete with others before they say disability. For instance, there would be no harm if we had 4 members in the board who are PWD, because we are not limited to the percentage. So I would take that opportunity to encourage people living with challenges. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair, and I wish the candidate all the best.
Honorable Chair, I have one follow-up question on what Honorable Keter asked. Now, here we are in a situation whereby we have a court case.
Yes.
On the same time, we have people have applied for jobs. And now we don't know the vet in the court. How will you handle such situations?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, it is a situation worth to be looked into, but I would say we would wait for the court's verdict, and then let's assume that the court says today those who went to court are coming back to work. Then we will have to call a meeting as a board, sit down, deliberate, check on the law, and see what will be possible to be done. Thank you.
Chair.
Maybe Honorable Mospe, just 10 seconds, Honorable Chair. If the court has ruled that those people to be returned back to work, what else do you have to look into? Because you said you will have a meeting, look into the law, and yet the courts will rule based on the law. So what else will the board have to look into? Because already the verdict by the court has been made. So which section of the law will you feel that might be the court had maybe had an oversight on it?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, the reason why I say the board will have to sit down and look into it is because, one, we don't know as to why they applied those positions. We've been out. We don't know. We cannot say they were applying because they were replacing those ones who were dismissed. For me, I'm not briefy to the details of what happened. And that's why I'm saying we'll have to sit and get to know why they were doing the adverts and why like that. Then from that point now, we will make a decision as a board.
Madam Joan, I think you are not getting my point. Here we have a court ruling directing that those people who went to the court be returned back to their jobs. Already the ruling or the judgment by the court has been delivered. What else will you do as a board? I want you to convince me that now after the court delivers the judgment, and we all know that the courts are final. So what else will you have to come as a board to look into? And already we have a court judgment and ruling.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, maybe to convince you, Honorable Member, I would say, for instance, I saw those who went to court and I saw a number of 360 5. And those who are dismissed, I saw, because we were seeing them on social media, I saw a figure of 1,800 or something. So you see, if the court rules that the 365 come back, for instance, to work, there is still a number that is out. So that is why we'll have to look at all those factors and come up with a decision that is valuable.
Mine is just that I want you to restrict yourselves to the court judgment and ruling.
Yes.
Let us not talk about this other team.
Okay.
And we are not talking about the court cases. We are just I'm just giving an example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we have a team like 20 employees. They've gone to court. The court have had their case, made a ruling that these 20 employees were unprocedurally dismissed, and they have a right to be returned back to their jobs. So let us talk of the 20 employees. You have a judgment and a ruling by the court. As a board, how will you handle such situations?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, when the court makes a ruling, then we uphold what the court has ruled. Yes.
Almost a follow-up also. Joan, personally, when I look at you, I'm looking at a person who is a leader in you. That is my impression of what I get.
Thank you.
Now, you look at the current confusion. You have the court case, you have the adverts. The Christmas is here. Some of those workers, the 1,000 plus, part of them are the 5%, maybe people with disability and something like that. It is now around 4 months, 5 months down the line, they've not been earning. In the morning, or rather in the earlier session, one of your colleague nominee said that they sell hope and earn trust. What is your message to these people who are waiting out there? When you get in there, what is the message? They are depressed. What is the message also to the people of Nandi? Because these people who are giving service to the people of Nandi, the people of Nandi are now not getting services, because these workers were not just there to earn money. They were working so that they could earn. What is your message to them? Remember, majority are watching, and they want to see whether these new members of coming to the board, will you be offering solution to them? What is your message? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, allow me first of all to say it's a very sad state of affairs. And as a mother, I understand that it is so difficult to be jobless because, for instance, one could be having dependents and now all of a sudden they are jobless. I would only want to encourage them and tell them it's not end of the road. A solution will be provided, and above all, God will take care of them. And this thing will be sorted and they'll be good to go. Thank you.
And to the people of Nandi now?
To the people of Nandi, I would want to tell them that given this chance to work in the board, they'll be proud of me. I'll uphold integrity and will work with all my heart for the benefit of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, nominee and honorable members, for interesting conversation. That marks the end of our engagement, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes for closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Chair, and thank you, honorable members. I want to be very grateful for taking your time and giving me this opportunity to be vetted in this honorable house. if you approve me for this position, I want to assure you that you'll be proud of my performance. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The committee members will retreat for report writing, and they shall notify you the findings and the recommendation. So ensure you carry your original documents, and I'm going to call upon the Sergeant Atam to usher out the nominee. Thank you.
Thank you so much.